Good morning. How are you all? Very glad you're here. It's Wednesday.
Hey, Miss Huff,
Yeah,
how's your morning so far?
so far it's actually been really good. How about you?
Well, I just woke up somewhat 2 hours ago, so I guess in that 2 hours I've done close to nothing. So haven't died yet, so that's pretty good morning, gotta say.
That's a fantastic morning. You are blessed. Thank God you're still alive. But yeah, no, it's been
Somehow.
a good morning for me. I did my Tai Chi. I did my Qigong. I showered and dressed, got my lesson plan together, cooked my noodles to create my brain, and now I'm ready to teach. So got a lot done.
Hope the rest of
You
your
should
days is
try
good
Tai
too.
Chi.
Tai Chi?
It's a good thing to wake up to. What do you think?
Sounds like a pretty good morning. Pretty eventful.
Oh yeah, it gives you energy when you do Tai Chi. I just follow my little video and go right along with it. It's wonderful. Gives you energy. So I hope you guys have been thinking about how you're going to create your brain and start looking at your little mini report. It'll be fun. I have my noodles drying out so I can do mine. Watch. See? All my little noodles. They're ready to start gluing together. Almost. I have to wait till they dry a little bit. But it's going to be good. Oh, FYI, if you guys use noodles, don't use skinny angel hair or the spaghetti noodles because they're too thin. See if you can get the udon noodles. They're thicker, or fettuccine noodles. They're thicker and you can maneuver them better. I found that out last night. But it's gonna be fun. I like creating things. You can draw a brain if you want to. You don't have to build a brain. I just thought it was fun. Draw one. If you have clay, you can make one with clay or Play Doh. All right.
Are vegans healthy? Are vegetarians healthy? French fries and beer are vegan, so you tell.
If you haven't turned in your entrance ticket from yesterday, go on and finish that and submit it, please. All right, let's get started. Time for announcements. Oops, hang on. Here we go.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the Be Kind Pledge. I pledge to be encouraging, be supportive, be positive, be helpful, be honest, be considerate, be thankful, be responsible, be respectful, and to be a friend. Don't forget about our turkey coloring contest. When you come up to grab your lunches, grab a sheet from one of the ladies up here and get those turkeys turned into us by November the 24th. You can decorate them any way you want. You don't just have to color them, but you can decorate them as well. Remember, let's go to the winners. We're looking for awesome turkeys. Miss Nancy wanted to post some prizes we have available for the turkey decorating contest. Make sure you pick up that sheet when you come up to get your meals today. It's Wednesday, so it's cheeseburger day coming up between 10:30 and 12:30. Grab your cheeseburger, grab your tots. We feed everyone under the age of 18 at no cost. We'll see you then. Check out these Lexia superstars. Noe Hidalgo Chagoyan, you are a Lexia superstar. Alexandra Grijalva, you are a Lexia superstar. Violet Torres Ariano, you are a Lexia superstar. Sebastian Gonzalez, you are a Lexia superstar. Arlie Hernandez, you have completed 18 lessons in Imagine Math. Way to go, Arlie. Maya Brown, you've completed 10 lessons in Imagine Math. Way to go, Maya. Congratulations to Elijah for Miss Mary for being a sight word shining star. Way to go, Elijah. And congratulations to Jason in Miss Mary's class for being a sight word shining star. Congratulations to Luca and Jaime from Miss DeQuistos for being passing Capit level 1. Way to go, guys. Nobody got the trivia yesterday. Can you name all 12 movies? Here's another quick look. Good morning, Pendergast staff and students. Today is November the 18th. It's Wednesday. We made it to the middle of the week, Wednesday. Thanks so much for getting up early with us, getting on Zoom, doing what you're supposed to do each and every single day. I do appreciate that. Just a few announcements this morning. Reminder, today is Wednesday, early release day. Classes are done between 12 and 12:30, depending on what grade you're in today. But lunch service continues 10:30 to 12:30 on Wednesdays, just like normal. So if you're coming up for your lunch, 10:30 to 12:30. All the professional development today is district PD staff. We do have a quick meeting at 12:30 though, and I sent the Zoom link yesterday. So we do have a staff meeting today at 12:30 in place of some of your PLC time. I just need to touch base with the staff a little bit before the district PD today. So look for that new link I sent out for today at 12:30. That's a new link, a new Zoom link that we'll get on today at 12:30. And then your district PD starts right at 2, I believe, for most of them. Check your calendars because those things that you signed up for in LMS should be on your calendar today. So check in on that. I think that's about it for today, honestly. Today is Wednesday. We made it to the midweek. Everyone's on Zoom. Everyone's learning. If you don't see your friends in your class, give them a text. Give them a call. Say, hey, where are you? You're supposed to be here right now. Make sure you're getting on those afternoon classes as well. Again, today we're done by noon, so you should be able to stay on and keep learning all throughout the day until noon. You'll get a small lunch break and things like that. But yeah, today should be not a problem because it's a Wednesday. It's an early release day. But normally Thursday or Friday, make sure you're coming back for those afternoon sessions. We need you here all day, each and every day. Teachers, don't forget to fill out that virtual learning attendance sheet every day as well. So we need morning attendance done by 9. And that virtual sheet updated every single day, the day following. So make sure we're keeping up on that. That's tied to funding. It's a directive that you do that. So please get that done on time each and every morning, no exceptions. So that way we're counting the accurate people that are here. If you're in upper grade and you share students, make sure you're communicating with each other. So if a student doesn't show up for the first morning class but shows up the rest of the day, that we can make the modifications necessary in the attendance sheet because we're catching some errors on that. We gotta fix those. It's super important for funding that we have the correct and accurate numbers on those. That's about all I have for you though. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Make it a great day. Do what's expected the very best you can, even when no one's watching. And we will see you around very, very soon. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. One more announcement. Apparently, they are providing a gifted class for 8th graders through the Phoenix Union High School. It'll go on the 8th grade, all 8th grade classes, Google Classroom. So if you want to challenge yourself, if you feel that you are gifted in some area, reading, writing, math, science, and you want to get dual enrollment credits for high school or college, I think it's for college, check out the link and see if you can sign up. Okay? But that's for additional gifted, I'm pretty sure it's college classes through Phoenix Union College. So it is through the college. You might want to check it out. Okay? I need for you to work for about 5 minutes because I have to fill out a form, and then I will be right back with you. So work on an ELA assignment that needs to be turned in and submitted like ASAP, okay?
Miss, I have a question.
Absolutely.
You know the Omnivore's Dilemma Part 1 text, the quizzes, did we already do it or do we have to redo it?
We did it. We took it twice.
Also, do you want me to just turn it in?
Yeah, just submit it. That's fine.
Okay.
Everybody can submit that. Everybody should submit. Right now, to do on the Nearpod. Oh, on the Nearpod text structure. In the paragraphs, there are main ideas, and each of those paragraphs highlighted in one color. And then find the supporting detail that supports that main idea in a different color. So you should have two colors. Highlight the main idea in one color and the supporting details in a different color. Okay, that's for anyone that needs to do that Nearpod article. You betcha. Usually the main idea is the first sentence paragraph. Sometimes it'll be the last sentence or the second sentence. But it's the one that the whole paragraph is about. All these guys coming in late. Guys who came in, everybody's just working on an assignment that they need to submit. For a minute, because I have to fill out this form for the office. Make sure you have paper to take notes with today. It's not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, let's get started. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with you so that we can go through some of these slides. And remember, these slides are always in Google Classroom, the all grades, 8th grade, and then also in our weekly class. So you can go back to look at what we did or how we did it. Let me go to the beginning here. All righty. So we've been talking about the omnivore's dilemma. Somebody dinged me. Good morning. Okay, absolutely. Thank you. Okay. So we've been talking about the omnivore's dilemma and how Michael Pollan has done all this research on how food is created, the process of it, all the way from a calf being born and eventually going into the industrial farming market to create the meat that we eat, how the plants are created, organic farming versus industrial farming, and grass farming versus both of those, because even organic farming has a little bit of industrialized products added to it. So as we're going through, his argument is that people don't know how we should eat anymore because it's all been changed for us. So what you are doing, and last week I asked you to look for an article that helps explain or goes along with how you feel about this. Now you're going to find that second article to help you describe the opposite. So now you need one for your argument, one against your argument. So what if you don't know what your argument is? Well, after reading the text and looking at some of the videos that I've been showing you about food and food markets and all of those things, you need to decide, are you for industrialized food or are you against it? So that's the purpose of your argument paper, is that you are either supporting it or you're against it. And you need to tell why. So your objective is that you can write an argument, support claims with clear reasons and relevant evidence. Introduce the claim, acknowledge and distinguish the claims or claims from alternate or opposing claims. That's the article that's going to be against what you're thinking. And organize the reasons and evidence logically. Support your claims with logical reasoning and relevant evidence, using accurate, credible sources and demonstrating an understanding of the topic or text. So your supporting information needs to support your claim. It's like 3 steps. Find your claim, support your claim, find relevant evidence that goes along with it, and use words, phrases, and clauses to create cohesion, which brings it all together, and clarify the relationship among those claims, counterclaims, reasons, and evidence, okay? So establish and maintain a formal style, and I'll tell you the style when we get ready for the writing, but we're not going to worry about that part right now. You also want to provide a concluding statement or section that follows from this and supports the argument presented. Remember, the concluding just restates your claim in a different way. So that's what we're going to do. Now you need to start finding that second article. One article for your claim and one article against your claim. Okay? So let's see what a claim is. Oops. Here we go. So you're going to want to take some notes. Like I said, this video will be available for you to watch whenever you want.
Can you imagine a courtroom case that went like this?
Your Honor, the defendant is guilty. Why? Why? Because I said so. Well, I've heard enough. I find the defendant guilty.
No! That would never happen. You have to make your case. Well, think of writing an argumentative essay as being a lawyer in a courtroom. You make a claim.
My client is innocent, Your Honor.
And then you back it up with evidence.
He couldn't possibly have stolen his sister's bike because at the time he was in her room reading her diary.
A claim is something that can be argued. It's similar to an opinion. Look at this sentence. Summer is.
Wait, before we do that, what she just said is important. So you're going to want to write down this note. Let me play it one more time to capture what she said.
It's similar to an opinion. Look at this.
Reading her diary.
A claim is something that can be argued. It's
A claim is something that can be argued. Okay? And now she's going to give you an example of how to create a claim, something from fact, to something that can be argued. Okay? Remember yesterday I told you it's all about the words that you use.
similar to an opinion. Look at this sentence. Summer is a season. That's a fact. It can't be argued. But summer is the best season is a better claim statement.
Okay? So the difference here between a fact, summer is a season, to summer is the best season. Again, it's the words that you use that creates that opinion. Okay?
Someone else could argue that and say that winter is the best season.
And then what? Do you both shake hands and agree to disagree?
Of course not. You back up your claim with supporting reasons or details.
Summer is the best because it's the warmest season and it's when we have vacation from school. I guess you're right. Summer is the best.
Now you've given reasons to support your claim.
And that's the basic idea. An argumentative essay is an essay in which you introduce a claim and support your claim with evidence. Your goal is not to inform your audience, but rather to persuade them to agree with you.
Okay. That is your argumentative essay that you need to follow. Introduce a claim, something that you feel strongly about, support your claim with evidence, facts that go along with what you're saying, and it's not to make your audience, to give your audience a lot of information. It's to persuade your audience to agree with you. You want to convince them that you're right. Okay? All right, so that will be on the agenda for you to watch later if you want to. An example of a claim is going from summer is a season to summer is the best season. So you're claiming that it's the best, but somebody else might say winter is the best. Okay, yeah, it's a good video, so it will help you. Let's go to the next one. So your goal is that you're going to create your claim. Are you for industrialized food? Are you for industrialized organic food? Are you for grass-fed organic foods? You have to decide whether you're for one of these, not all of them, one of them. Are you against one of these or all of these? What are you standing for? Find one article for your claim and one article against your claim. Does that make sense? Anybody? Do you have concerns or questions?
Miss, we like say if we were for grass-fed organic food, we'd have to make one paragraph about how we're for it, but then find another article for the other paragraph saying how it's against it or how it's bad.
Or maybe not bad, but all the problems with grass-fed food. Because remember,
Okay.
Michael Pollan talks about the convenience of industrialized food, which means you don't have to hunt for it, you don't have to grow it, you don't have to pick it. That's what grass-fed foods are. It's hands-on, where you have to do these things in order to eat. Where industrialized food, you just drive up to the store and you buy it out of the store, right?
Isn't grass fed healthy though?
Grass-fed is the healthiest because it's natural. It's the way we are supposed to be eating. All right? So you have to find one article for and one article against what you're trying to explain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There are many examples out there, and we'll talk about good articles versus bad articles as well. But right now, I just want you to start getting that idea in your head.
So is the argument or essay like, are you against industrial foods or are you with them?
You can argue against industrialized food and tell why. And then also on the opposite side, why is industrialized food okay? What makes it okay? It's convenient.
Oh, just like you have to explain both of them. Like
Yeah.
let's say like you're against it, you can like support your evidence with that, but you can also say like industrial food can be good sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have to say why you're for it, but then on the other side, why would you be against it? What would be
Okay,
something that would make it bad or wrong or
makes
just
sense.
something that you don't want? Okay. Does anyone else have questions? Justin, are you okay with this? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay to have questions. That's why we're taking it a little piece at a time, okay? So right now you're finding your claim. All right, next. So yesterday we also watched Foods in Season, and we watched this one, but today we're gonna go back to the Farm to Fork and take a look at a different one. Quick little video. So we watched Michael Pollan yesterday and talked about eating together as a family, which is really healthy for you according to the data he gave. So today we're going to do the Farm Bill.
We're still at the very beginning of this, what may be this revolution in the way we eat. You know, we can vote with our forks, and that will have a huge effect because the industry will respond by giving us more sustainable alternatives. But we also have to vote with our votes. And the reason for that is that so much of our food system is the result of policy choices made in Washington. The reason we're eating from these huge monocultures of corn and soybeans is that that's the kind of farming that the government is supporting in the form of subsidies, in the form of agricultural research. All the work is going to produce more of those so-called commodity crops that are the building blocks of fast food. Why isn't the research going into polyculture instead of monoculture? Why isn't the research going into how to grow organically, how to grow without pesticides? So we need to shift the whole basis of the Department of Agriculture, which really drives a lot of American farming, to make that more sustainable. And that will come by changes in the Farm Bill. I mean, that's that key piece of legislation. It passes every 5 years. But it isn't really a bill just for farmers. It really should be called the Food Bill, because it is the rules for the food system we all eat by. And those rules are really lousy right now, and they need to be changed.
Okay, so remember in The Omnivore's Dilemma, he talked about, how the government has these bills that determine what farmers grow and what farmers don't. So this is what he's talking about. This farm bill is what mandates to the farmers what products they're going to be putting on our shelves for us to eat. So let's go to one more. We'll look at food and community. Did eating together, farmers markets, food and family. Let's do this one. There's a whole bunch of these, so we're only going to do a few more this week. But this will also be available for you to watch.
Our eating habits have really changed. 50% of meals are eaten outside of the home, 20% in cars. If you sit down and have a meal at home with friends and family, number one, you're more likely to eat a more nutritious meal. Number two, you have far more control over what goes into that meal. On top of that, the camaraderie and the family bonding that goes into sitting down and just talking about your day over dinner in the evening. You know, I know as a kid, my parents, dinner time was family time. That was sacred time. You can hang out with your friends all you want before or after, but dinner time was the time that we connected as a family. And there's actually now research and data to show that in terms of social outcomes, kids do better, the whole family as a family unit does better, but then those families also are more likely to be an appropriate weight.
Interesting. So sitting with the family for dinner time apparently helps us with our correct body sizes. And it also gives you those conversations that you can have as a family that helps you to grow, which is pretty awesome. Okay, let's go back to our slides. What do you think of that? What do you
Huh. Who knew sitting at the table would help you?
True, because people stopped doing that, right? It's like not a thing anymore. Not too many people do that. I mean, unless it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or maybe Easter holidays, you might sit with your family. You might have a conversation at that point, or you fix your plate and you go to your room, right? What do you think about changing this up a little bit? Think it'll be helpful?
Some people are not gonna like it. Like they're gonna be like, "Oh God, this is weird."
I think so. They're going to say, what are you trying to do, right? But it honestly used to bring families together to sit at a table. I know my family did it when I was younger. I did it with my children.
When I was younger, we would just sit at the table and we'll just watch TV or talk.
You'd watch TV or talk. Well, the talking part is the part that you want, so that way you know who your family is. So many people don't know who their families are anymore. Do you think depending on your clean will affect how much support you're going to have to back? It depends on, I think it does depend on what your claim is that you will find support for or against it. So you have to word it. Again, here, words are powerful. The way you word something, the words that you use can help direct where your argument is going to go. Okay? So you really want to watch how you put your claim together. All right, so here's our food information. Let's go on. I don't know why it does that every time I click forward. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is what your project is about. And there's other sources out there too.
If you sucked all of the moisture out of your brain and broke it down to its constituent nutritional content, what would it look like? Most of the weight of your dehydrated brain would come from fats, also known as lipids. In the remaining brain matter, you would find proteins and amino acids, traces of micronutrients, and glucose. The brain is, of course, more than just the sum of its nutritional parts, but each component does have a distinct impact on functioning, development, mood, and energy. So that post-lunch apathy or late-night alertness you might be feeling, well, that could simply be the effects of food on your brain. Of the fats in your brain, the superstars are omegas 3 and 6. These essential fatty acids, which have been linked to preventing degenerative brain conditions, must come from our diets. So eating omega-rich foods like nuts, seeds, and fatty fish is crucial to the creation and maintenance of cell membranes. And while omegas are good fats for your brain, long-term consumption of other fats, like trans and saturated fats, may compromise brain health. Meanwhile, proteins and amino acids, the building block nutrients of growth and development, manipulate how we feel and behave. Amino acids contain the precursors to neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between neurons, affecting things like mood, sleep, attentiveness, and weight. They're one of the reasons we might feel calm after eating a large plate of pasta, or more alert after a protein-rich meal. The complex combinations of compounds in food can stimulate brain cells to release mood-altering norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. But getting to your brain cells is tricky, and amino acids have to compete for limited access. A diet with a range of foods helps maintain a balanced combination of brain messengers and keeps your mood from getting skewed in one direction or the other. Like the other organs in our bodies, our brains also benefit from a steady supply of micronutrients. Antioxidants in fruits and vegetables strengthen the brain to fight off free radicals that destroy brain cells, enabling your brain to work well for a longer period of time. And without powerful micronutrients like the vitamins B6, B12, and folic acid, our brains would be susceptible to brain disease and mental decline. Trace amounts of the minerals iron, copper, zinc, and sodium are also fundamental to brain health and early cognitive development. In order for the brain to efficiently transform and synthesize these valuable nutrients, it needs fuel, and lots of it. While the human brain only makes up about 2% of our body weight, it uses up to 20% of our energy resources. Most of this energy comes from carbohydrates that our body digests into glucose or blood sugar. The frontal lobes are so sensitive to drops in glucose, in fact, that a change in mental function is one of the primary signals of nutrient deficiency. Assuming that we are getting glucose regularly, how does the specific type of carbohydrates we eat affect our brains? Carbs come in 3 forms: starch, sugar, and fiber. While on most nutrition labels, they are all lumped into one total carb count, the ratio of the sugar and fiber subgroups to the whole amount affect how the body and brain respond. A high glycemic food, like white bread, causes a rapid release of glucose into the blood, and then comes the dip. Blood sugar shoots down, and with it, our attention span and mood. On the other hand, oats, grains, and legumes have slower glucose release, enabling a steadier level of attentiveness. For sustained brain power, opting for a varied diet of nutrient-rich foods is critical. When it comes to what you bite, chew, and swallow, your choices have a direct and long-lasting effect on the most powerful organ in your body.
Now, the reason that I chose that video is because it's a TED Talk, and TED Talks tend to be more fact-based on scientific evidence. So when you're looking for information about the brain and how the food operates with it, look at TED Talks because they can give you more information that is more scientifically driven. Okay? TED Talks. So if you see up here, TED Ed, this is where I went to find that one. Okay? Just FYI for your research. Now, what do you think about the brain and how food affects our brain? Malachi, what do you think?
What's up?
Can't hear you.
I asked, what do you think? Or what do I
What do you
think
think
about
about the
what?
brain and the food's effect
Well,
on
I
our
think
brain?
it's definitely a lot of choices you have to make. You know, what makes you personally happy and what makes your brain happy, you know? There's definitely a healthy balance you have to have between your enjoying food, but also keeping in the fact that the food you're eating is most likely bad for your brain. Like
True.
everyone likes a donut in the morning, but donuts are just an excuse to eat deep fried cake for breakfast. Like it's not the healthiest thing.
It's not the healthiest food for us, but it
But
does,
also, yeah, no one wants to eat a bell pepper for breakfast.
right? True. That is true. You have to make those hard choices. Absolutely. What do you think, Kimberly? Kimberly? Kimberly's not there. Jimena, how about you? What do you think about food and your brain? Jimena? Oh, in the chat. Good. What do you think is cool about it? Are you trying to unmute? It should be unmuted. You can just put it in the chat. She's trying to unmute. You like how it powers your brain, certain foods. Good. Anyone else? Can anyone else add to what Jimena and Malachi said? Jimena said that food powers your brain.
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I like how some foods give us energy, like in the day,
Uh-huh.
and because from the sweetness from the food, it gives us like a little bit of energy, like when we're tired,
Exactly.
because it goes to our brain, and our brain just thinks, oh, this is like sweet, so like let's get hyped up or something like that.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for adding to that. What about you, Victor? What do you think? How does it power your brain?
Some can make your brain function more, and some can make it function less.
Okay, good. And it depends on
What you eat and what your diet is.
exactly. It depends on what you eat and what your diet is. So, with that said, you are going to be looking at the science of food on our brain and doing, oh, not a quick write, I'm sorry. You're doing a little paragraph and you're going to be talking about it and use your 5 W's and your H. What is it that we're talking about? Who does it affect? Where does it affect you? How does it affect you? When does the food affect you? Those 5 W's and H can help guide your writing and your discussion. And you're going to do a little recording of it to present your information to us, okay? 2 minutes, that's all I'm asking. And you're gonna do this on Friday. You don't have to do it yourself. Oops. I don't know why that does that. You just record it and upload it, okay? So this is what we talked about yesterday. You're creating your brain and recording a short report, and you're going to find some information about food and how it affects your brain. And just do a 2-minute recording about what you found out and send it to us through Google Classroom, okay? So here again is the examples of brain made from noodles with pasta sauce or made from Play-Doh. I've started mine. I just wanted you to see my noodles.
Miss, I have a question.
Yeah.
Say we made a sandwich, will we have to say in the video like the tomatoes do this to your brain and the cheese does this to your brain and the bread does this? Is that what we're supposed to do?
So you're telling which foods help to affect the brain? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're talking about the food and which foods help your brain, which foods hurt your brain. Okay. And then just show us what the brain looks like. So that's what we're doing. And like I said, I've already started my noodles, but they have to dry before I can form my brain. Okay. And I'll show you as soon as I get it together. But I'm doing it as well because I don't want you doing something that I wouldn't be willing to do.
I have a question.
Okay.
So let's say we like make something like an actual food, and like let's say we can like point it out in the recording. Like let's say, I don't know, like how Victor was saying, like a sandwich. We can just like point out what it's in there and like what actually helps it and what does. Like, can we use different foods?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. You can do a picture of a brain and put the foods around it. You're just comparing good foods and bad foods and their effects on the brain and talking about it. Okay. If you want to make a model out of Play-Doh, you can do flour and water to make Play-Doh. Okay. I'm using noodles for mine. It'll be similar to this without the red in the middle, but it'll be similar. Okay. So you can decide how you want to do it, but make your brain and do a little recording about the food that affects your brain. Okay. So this one is, I don't know what this is, but you got tomatoes and you got meat in the back. And it looks like a pickle. I don't know. But you've got food there and you've got the brain. Okay.
I think it's made out of bread, like kind of like a sandwich.
Kind of like a sandwich. So yeah, it looks like bread. All twisted up. Okay. And this one is a gelatin one made out of fruit. And
That's Jello? That looks so
It looks like
weird.
watermelon.
And
For real, it looked like they just shaved a watermelon.
yeah, exactly. And it looks like it might have gummies on it.
Yeah, those are gummy worms.
Gummy worms, yeah.
In case the whole gelatin thing wasn't enough for you, you also have gummy worms.
Right. Well, it is a zombie dinner, so. But I'm not being specific on what you use to make your brain. I just want you to create a brain and discuss the food that is good for it and the food that is bad for it. Okay? Does anyone have questions or concerns? Jose, what are we gonna do?
Like make a brain.
Make a brain and do what with it?
Take a photo. And then I forgot the other ones.
Okay, that's part of it. What else are we gonna do? Once you've made your brain, what do you need to do for the speaking part? Kaylee? Kaylee, are you there? I don't see her. Lisa, how about you? Once you make your brain, whether it's a picture or it's a actual pasta brain or something, or bread sandwich brain, what do you do?
Wait, were you talking to me?
Anybody at this point. What do you do?
You make a video saying how it's good.
Good. And thank you, Jimena, for putting it in the chat. Explain what it does and what it's for. Excellent. Okay, so that's your project for Friday. You've got today, tomorrow to present it. Here's one made with Rice Krispie treats and another one made with gelatin.
That one looks like they just cut open a head and took it out. Looks so realistic.
It does. It's very realistic.
I'm looking at these foods and I'm realizing most of them probably actually aren't that good for your brain. Like even the first one with the pasta, like it has red meat in it, and that's pretty bad for you.
Uh-huh,
The only
exactly.
good one I saw was one that had like a singular tomato, and every other one was just gelatin.
So maybe think of what you want to create your brain out of. I mean, I'm using noodles, pasta.
I might make my brain out of broccoli.
Huh? Out of broccoli? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Making a brain out of broccoli. That would be really cool because it looks like little trees and you can put it together as a brain. Very nice. Okay. All right. So Friday's going to be our project. And do your video recording. And then, because that way you don't have to actually stand up and speak. I'll just click on it and show people what you did. Sound okay?
Sounds good to me.
All righty. Okay. So you are able to work on any assignments that you have to finish. Today's the last day that I'm going to be putting grades in. And if you need help with anything, let me know so I can help you. That's mostly what we're going to be doing in intervention besides power up, okay? So we'll work on grades and we'll work on assignments and I can explain whatever you need explained. Sound okay?
Yes.
All righty. So I will see you later. Think of your argumentative essays and what articles you're going to find. Okay?
All right, bye, Miss.
Bye-bye. See you.
So you don't
See you at
mind? So you don't
specials.
mind? So you don't mind the drawing?
I don't mind a drawing. I would rather it be a creation of some sort, some project. Are you there? Uh-oh. Hello? Darn.